It was incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was nothing.
Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement.
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino. And
I don't know what's going on.
Wow, they found Kendrick and White.
Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me.
Talk that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, is pushing for bail once more after a leaked video surfaced showing Diddy in a close interaction with Meek Mill. Meanwhile, Meek Mill is reportedly working hard to remove the footage from public view and has allegedly offered a $100,000 reward to find out who was behind the leak.
Yo, what's up, King Kong? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
But going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones named some very well-known celebrities, like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper, redacted, on Mr. Combs' yacht, consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote it says, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activity.
Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill is drawing attention over his connection to Diddy amid Diddy's ongoing lawsuit. Fans are now revisiting their long-standing friendship, which reportedly began in the early 2000s. Allegedly, their bond grew stronger after Diddy took Meek Mill on a shopping spree. This relationship is now under the spotlight as Meek Mill's ties to Diddy face increased scrutiny.
Just say,
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
yeah, Meek is in the same shirt. Out there in the same shirt. This is not shit. Obviously wasn't offended by what I was offended by. But you know, I mean, like, some of the things people say, like, guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See? Damn. They found it that quick.
What do you think's happening in the middle?
I don't know what's going on.
Wow, they found Kendrick and White.
What's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this. That's real life.
Real life.
Yeah, nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me.
Talk that shit, Meek. Yeah.
Meek Mill has spoken out following the viral leak of footage showing him and Diddy in a private setting, which has fueled widespread speculation. While he hasn't directly addressed the claims, Meek has shifted the focus to finding out who started these rumors. Taking the matter seriously, he's even offered a $100,000 reward for any information about the source of the leak.
Himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, from the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire to helping reform the system to bridging a gap of billionaires to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns. And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL. Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, I want to hire an investigative team $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy. And then in quotes, something not right. And then he followed that up minutes later with, the streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connected.
Insiders report that Meek Mill is growing increasingly worried about how these allegations might affect his rap career. Initially, he stayed silent, trusting that Diddy's influence could help smooth things over. However, with over 36 cases now filed against Diddy and new lawsuits surfacing regularly, Meek is reportedly anxious about being tied to the ongoing controversies. DJ Academics weighed in, noting that the entertainment industry lacks genuine friendships, as everyone ultimately looks out for themselves.
Meek Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace, and he said, no Diddy.
No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me. You heard that shit, Meek?
Yeah, Meek.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You saw that?
No, I seen it.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo when you got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't know Diddy your way out of that. But I guess it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was actual friend.
There's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, Vlad. There ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now? I think Ray J kind of said, even though Ray J's kind of going a little cuckoo recently. But there's a lot of people silent. And there's three reasons. One, they got some skeletons in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in because I don't want them to look at me. Two, some of them was at these parties and they may have freaked off a couple girls with them.
Yeah.
And three,
or guys.
Yeah, or guys. Right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats it. So everybody's been watching. So they're watching it and they'll be like, we're like 23 lawsuits in.
Yes. More than that. That was over 120.
No,
I see what you're saying.
They haven't all filed yet. They haven't all filed.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're a bunch of lawsuits in, right? And I think now people will realize, man, f that friendship. It's time to save our own ass. That's the only part I like about with Meek Mill. Nobody ever accused Meek Mill of doing a crime. People accuse Meek Mill of being homosexual and doing some freak acts with it.
On a recent episode of Asterisk, the Joe Rogan Experience Asterisk, Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on the controversy involving Meek Mill and Diddy. Adding to the conversation, Diddy's former bodyguard claimed there's been buzz in Philadelphia about Meek Mill's connection to Diddy. Notably, 50 Cent reportedly turned down an invitation to go shopping with Diddy, citing concerns about the optics. In contrast, Meek Mill not only went shopping with Diddy, but also wore matching shirts and attended a party with him. Footage of Diddy calling Meek Mill daddy has further fueled speculation about the nature of their relationship.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood whereas that he's dressing the same he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, It's flesh like two men.
Meek Mill isn't the only celebrity tied to Diddy in recent conversations. Since Diddy's lawsuit made headlines, comparisons between him and Jay-Z have been making the rounds, especially as Jay-Z now faces legal action as well. Sources say Meek is worried about being subjected to the same level of scrutiny. Meanwhile, criminal defense attorneys are reportedly investigating and revealing the connections of individuals close to Diddy, intensifying the pressure within the entertainment industry.
High-profile name like Jay-Z has come out. Could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmatched as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, a female celebrity. And it was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal.
Sex assault accusations connected to the case against Sean Diddy Combs. The latest involves hip-hop mogul Jay-Z, who issued a vehement denial. This morning, a blistering response from Jay-Z after he was accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl more than 2 decades ago. The billionaire hip-hop mogul was added to an existing civil lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, citing an alleged incident after the 2000 VMAs, where the victim claims she was drugged and assaulted by both Diddy and Jay-Z while a third celebrity watched.
The judge has actually agreed that the victim can remain anonymous and that the case can proceed. So there seems to be a little bit more to this case.
Jay-Z vehemently denying the claim, writing, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away." Also saying, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." Jay-Z also attacked the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, who fired back saying, "I won't be bullied or intimidated." Busby is behind at least 20 of the sexual assault lawsuits against Combs, who calls Busby's lawsuits shameless publicity stunts. Combs' statement went on to say he has never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone. Combs will stay in jail until his trial in May, but he has appealed the most recent decision to deny him bail. That ruling should come later this.
The situation has taken a turn for the worse for Jay-Z as multiple witnesses have reportedly come forward, alleging troubling connections between him and Diddy. Among them is a minor, along with several others, who have given exclusive interviews and are ready to testify in court. Their testimony could play a key role in exposing links and identifying those involved. While rumors of misconduct in Hollywood have circulated for years, this is the first instance where concrete evidence appears to be emerging, leading to intensified scrutiny.
The building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMAs. Waitstaff circulated throughout the room, carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses, circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish-yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. Photograph of an actual exemplar container used by Combs and or his agents/employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below, and these are the photos included in the lawsuit that show a small plastic container that the plaintiff claims contained drugs at the party. The woman, remember, who claims she was 13 at the time, says she felt woozy and went to look for a place to lay down. Soon after, Combs entered the room along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity, Celebrity B. Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he vaginally raped her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Carter was finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Combs then stepped forward and vaginally raped Plaintiff while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked Plaintiff down and attempted to force Plaintiff to perform oral sex on him. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped.
A woman has come forward alleging that Jay-Z and Diddy were involved in an incident at an afterparty following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards in New York City. The woman, who is reportedly autistic, recounted her experience in an interview with NBC News, where she named all the celebrities present at the gathering. She claims that while the incident unfolded, the celebrities in attendance simply laughed and did nothing to intervene or help.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof gerbil ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after-party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
At the after-party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. Well, he at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where.
In a CNN interview, another victim came forward, claiming that Diddy ordered his guards to restrain him after he had been drugged. These allegations add to the growing list of deeply troubling accounts, highlighting the disturbing incidents that are reportedly linked to Hollywood's inner circle.
It's incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was nothing.
Yes, he sat in the dark, but he brought into the light some very disturbing allegations against Diddy.
I was scripted. I was telling him to stop.
More than 24 accusers have filed suit against the still imprisoned rap mogul. But this man is the very first to do an on-camera interview telling his chilling story to CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister.
It was abusive beyond belief.
The man, identified only as John Doe, says he was hired by a security firm to work at one of Sean Combs' famous white parties in the Hamptons.
Hey, yo, what's up, yo? It's your boy Diddy.
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
But the accuser's lawsuit, obtained by Extra, claims that Combs targeted him providing him with drinks throughout the night.
This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
First drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks.
In the suit filed in October, the man claims Diddy pushed him into a van, held him down, and sexually assaulted him. He says he could not escape because he had been drugged.
Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position, and he was sure he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of this.
What concerns Meek Mill the most is the existence of actual footage related to the alleged incidents. Courtney Burgess, a close associate of Diddy's late ex-wife Kim Porter, reportedly handed over 8 videotapes to the FBI after being called to testify before a grand jury. These tapes are expected to play a major role in the FBI's investigation into others potentially involved in Diddy's activities. Meek Mill may be especially worried about being linked to or appearing in these tapes.
Statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if
appeared
they
to be.
were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared to
Let me
be,
rephrase
right.
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think, all. To be honest. All.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
Why did you believe in these cases, and why didn't you believe in others that you were presenting?
Well, the thing with a abuser, a sexual abuser, is they follow a pattern. They fall to type, and you become very clear on what that pattern is, particularly a serial sexual abuser. And these cases were all identical in the facts, identical in the story. It was beginning, middle, conclusion.
You know each other?
Boom. None of them knew each
Did you
other.
have them meet?
No.
Did you have them coordinate stories?
No. No.
Do you think they had any contact with each other before they came to you?
Absolutely not.
And when you were talking to them, well, first, the ones that you didn't take, why not?
Stories didn't make sense. Stories didn't fit the pattern. Stories were not credible. I mean, this is my 30th year as a lawyer. I've tried over 100 cases. I can assess whether somebody's story is credible. And if I don't believe it, I'm not going to put my name on a pleading, sign it, and file it in court. I'm not doing it. And that's what I did with the 60-plus cases that I rejected. Client was bisexual, worked for Diddy. Diddy owed him money for doing errands for him and being his step and fetch, for lack of a better word. And I think it was a power move. It was a clear power move because this guy had the nerve to come to him and say, you owe me money. And so Diddy said, come on to the Intercontinental Hotel. He gives him the drug, knocks him out, sodomizes him. And I won't use the term that my client used, but he said he tried to turn me into his B word. And I think it was a clear power move on each and every occasion. I think the ones that took place in the Park Hyatt, that wasn't partying. My client met him at a nightclub in the city here with a music producer. He didn't think he was getting into that. The man who was raped in the Hamptons, he thought he was going to a white party. Who wouldn't want to go to a white party? I would have gone to a white party back in the day. I wouldn't go now. But they went there innocently.